Hello and a very warm welcome. Today we're going to have a little chat about something rather clever, something you might have heard of called artificial intelligence. Now, that sounds like a terribly grand and complicated phrase, artificial intelligence. But I promise you it is not as scary as it sounds. In fact, it is already a part of our daily lives, often in ways we do not even notice. Think of it as a clever helper, a bit like a digital butler working quietly in the background. This clever helper is what we call AI, simply the short name for artificial intelligence. So, what exactly is AI? Put simply, it is when we teach computers to think and learn, a bit like humans do. Imagine teaching a machine to recognize a picture of a cat, or to understand what you are saying when you ask a question. That is the essence of AI. It is not about robots taking over the world. Rather, it is about creating smart computer programs that can perform tasks that usually require human intelligence. These tasks include understanding language, recognizing patterns, solving problems. Let us start with our first example, one that many of us have sitting in our living rooms or kitchens. I'm talking about smart assistants, Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant. These are wonderful examples of artificial intelligence in action. When you say, "Hello, what is the weather like today?" you are speaking to a very clever AI. It listens to your words. It understands your question. It finds the information. It speaks the answer back to you in a clear voice. A machine understanding human language, a key part of AI. This smart assistant is a very helpful friend. Ask it to play your favorite piece of music, maybe a bit of Mozart to start the day. Ask it to set a timer for your boiled eggs. Ask it to tell you a joke. The AI inside is constantly learning. It learns your preferences. It learns your voice. It gets better the more you use it. Simple, everyday interaction, powered by complex AI. A quiet little miracle of modern technology thanks to AI. Now, for our second example, let us venture out of the house. Imagine you need to travel to a new part of town, perhaps to visit a friend or a new cafe you have heard about. How do you find your way? Many of us will use a map application on our mobile phones. These applications, like Google Maps or Waze, are another fantastic example of artificial intelligence helping us in our everyday lives. When you type in your destination, the AI does something quite extraordinary. It does not just show you a static map, it calculates the best way for you to get there. The artificial intelligence in these navigation apps is incredibly clever. It looks at a huge amount of information in real time. It considers the distance, of course, but it also looks at the current traffic conditions. It knows if there is a traffic jam on a particular road or if a street is closed for repairs. The AI analyzes all this data and then calculates the quickest and most efficient route for you. It is like having a personal travel expert in your pocket, constantly updating your journey to help you avoid delays. This helpful AI saves us time and makes traveling much less stressful. Furthermore, the artificial intelligence is always learning. Every person using the app is anonymously providing information back to the system. The AI uses this collective data to understand traffic patterns better. It learns which roads are typically busy at certain times of the day. That is why it can often predict a traffic jam before you even reach it and cleverly guide you around the problem. It is a powerful use of AI, making our journeys smoother and more predictable. Before we move on to our final example, let's have a little pause for a quick quiz. I have two simple questions for you based on what we have discussed so far. Please listen carefully. Question 1. What is the short name for artificial intelligence? Question 2. Name one example of AI we use for traveling. Take a moment to think about your answers. These questions are just to help you practice your listening and remember the key ideas we have talked about. There is no prize, I'm afraid, just the quiet satisfaction of knowing. Now, on to our third and final example of everyday AI. Picture this. It is the end of the day, you've had your supper, and you decide to relax and watch a film or a television series. You open an entertainment service like Netflix or YouTube. As you look at the screen, you see a list of recommendations because you watch this, you might like this. The service is using a clever AI to suggest things that it thinks you will enjoy. It looks at the films you have watched, the genres you prefer, and even the actors you seem to enjoy. The AI analyzes all this data to build a profile of your personal taste and compares it with millions of other users to find patterns. Based on these patterns, it presents you with personalized recommendations. This helpful AI makes discovering new content much easier. Instead of scrolling through thousands of titles, you are presented with a curated list that is likely to appeal to you. Before we finish, let us quickly go over the answers to our little quiz. The first question was, what is the short name for artificial intelligence? The answer, of course, is AI. A good answer would be a map application like Google Maps. Well done if you got those right. It shows you have been listening wonderfully. So there we have it. We have had a gentle wander through the world of artificial intelligence. We started by understanding that AI is simply about teaching computers to think and learn, and it is here to help us. The term artificial intelligence might sound big and complex, but its application in our lives is often very simple and very useful. It truly is a remarkable tool, a helpful companion that works quietly in the background to make our modern lives just that little bit smoother and more convenient. We looked at 3 clear examples: smart assistants, navigation apps, and personalized entertainment. Before we finish, remember, understanding a little about AI helps us appreciate the clever world we live in. Can you spot other ways that artificial intelligence helps you? Perhaps it is in the way your email sorts messages or how your phone's camera improves your photos. AI is a quiet, helpful friend, and by noticing it, we can better appreciate the clever world we live in. Thank you for listening so attentively today. I do hope you found our little exploration of AI interesting.